Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rebel Scum Podcast.
Hey.
I'm James, joined alongside,
Brock.
and we had a show lined up for you today. The end of the year,
Yep.
end of 2016, New Year's show.
An extravaganza.
But on December 27th, the galaxy stopped.
Yep.
Is that fair to say?
Yes,
The galaxy stopped.
we lost our princess.
We lost our princess. Carrie Fisher passed away
Yep.
after suffering cardiac arrest on a flight home.
Christmas Eve?
23rd, the 23rd of
Right.
December,
Before
the
Christmas.
day before Christmas Eve,
Right.
and then the next day, and then she passed away on the 27th, and the next day her mother passed away. So it's been a whirlwind of a few days in
So
Hollywood,
unexpected.
let alone. So we decided to, we'll still do a few of the things that we had planned later on, but we'll spend the majority of this. It'll be a shorter episode, I think, too.
Yeah.
But we'll spend the majority of this one talking about Carrie Fisher and, of course, everyone's favorite princess, Princess Leia Organa.
Yeah.
So, Brock, what were your thoughts first when she passed away?
I was like, oh, that is awful. Do you like how undramatic that was? I was just like, what? I think Aaron actually texted
That's
me.
who I got it from, too. Yeah,
He's
my
like-
wife.
Carrie Fisher, or no,
It was a text message with
picture.
picture.
Yeah, Aaron texted me that she died. But did you text me that she had a heart attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's wild. I was telling people, and they're like, "What? No way!" But
Yeah,
And-
60 years old, not very old at all.
and it's so crazy that like now we're getting all these new Star Wars movies. I think do you think it would have been shocking, and it would be very sad regardless of what was occurring? But if this was like 5 years ago when there was no real Star Wars movies out, do you think it? Like, I feel like it's surreal because it's sort of like if you've seen Rogue One, she's technically in that movie. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh, she's on the screen. And you're like, but I guess that's just the effect of seeing an actor pass away and then their work is still being put out, right?
Yeah, I think 5 years ago would have been very different.
Yeah.
I mean, it still would have been something. But it would have, yeah, I mean, because she just, I mean, in all these articles, well, she wrapped episode 8. Well, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that sucks that people, I mean, yeah, you want her to be in every possible Star Wars movie, but like there's a little bit more to it than, it is a movie. It's great. Obviously, we love Star Wars. Like, we're doing a podcast about Star Wars. But, it's at the end of the day, these are just people, even though they pretend to be other people.
Exactly. I think, and she's going to be greatly missed. Like, my wife Erin got me tickets, the 4-day pass for Star Wars Celebration. This one, so we're going there.
I knew the whole time.
He did. I did not. So we're going to go, and I was looking forward to seeing Carrie Fisher speak, having the opportunity to see her speak. But now I'm hoping that there's something special done for her. I'm sure there will be. Special for her. And I believe on the Celebration website, they have her picture up right now.
I think there was a lot of gatherings from what I saw. I didn't read all of them because almost ever notice that you see articles and you really don't read them. You just read the titles and you're like, oh, I got enough. I saw a lot of articles on people were gathering to do like vigils. Like there was people with lightsabers holding it up, doing a lightsaber vigil, I guess you would call it. I believe in some video gaming, like it's a Star Wars online game. I don't know, do they still play the Galaxies one? Oh, maybe it's that Knights of the Old Republic online game. But there was group gatherings on the game to pay their respects on it. Like it's almost like a online wake, or like, I don't know.
I know there's for Star Wars Celebration, the fans of that are going there is going to be a vigil the night before for.
Oh, really?
So yep.
Wow.
It's not an official thing. I think it's just a group on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
So.
But I think that's pretty wild. That like, who would have thought? Like I think like a lot of them are like never understood that like Star Wars would be this huge. So it's like, is it so surreal? Because in our minds, like these characters are part of our like imagination, or I don't know. I mean, Harrison Ford is still alive. Mark Hamill. I mean, we've lost actors along the way, but like, why is it such a big deal?
I think she was a lot of guys' first crush as well.
I was gonna bring that up.
Gold bikini, Princess Leia. I think she was a lot of we laugh. But it's true. I think a lot of guys grew up with their picture on the wall.
Even our generation.
Yeah.
We came out. We were born way after those movies came out, right?
No.
Well,
I think I was
midway.
A year before the movie.
Well, those first Star Wars.
Those first two I was not born for. Yeah, no, but I mean, it's weird when somebody like that all of a sudden goes, because then and also we're getting older now, which is kind of what it tells you. But she wasn't very old; she was only 60. And her mom, Debbie Reynolds, was only 84 too.
Yeah,
which in this day and age is not actually, it's not too old. I mean, Kirk Douglas just celebrated 100,
and nothing will kill Keith Richards.
No, not even 2016.
But yeah, I mean, I think Star Wars as a whole has such a huge effect on people, but like Princess Leia specifically, like for a female character, like it's almost like George Lucas was sort of like trying to flip the script on everything, and I think he was. We have to go save the princess. We have to save the princess. And when we finally meet the princess, she's sort of like, it's like, oh, it's not, oh, thank you. It's like, aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Yeah, she had attitude. She was ridden more like a man would have been ridden.
And 2 seconds later, she's got a blaster.
Yeah, and uses it better than Luke. Yeah, but she wasn't a Mary Sue. Nobody called her a Mary Sue. No. Because she's awesome.
No.
And she changed female roles. And I don't think we would have got a Ripley and Alien if it wasn't for Princess Leia.
True.
And Carrie Fisher in that role. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
And then Carrie Fisher, obviously, huge advocate of mental health. So, I mean, she came from a world where there was no information on it. And now, like, think of the world we live in. We still don't know that much, but because of people like her that brought it to the forefront, we have started thinking about it. But, I mean, I guess it's great that she's shot all her scenes for episode 8. I mean, I was looking forward to where that story was going, or like, we didn't get a lot of Leia. I was like, why, how did her marriage fall apart? How is she not part of the senator sitting in Senate, or like, why is she the general in the resistance? Like, what happened? What were the things that happened to her between Jedi and Force Awakens?
You're going to find a little bit of that out in Bloodline, which you just got.
And I'm reading that right now.
So you're going to find a little bit out about that. I mean, they're safe to do that stuff with books, and they can recast for younger Leias in movies and stuff like that. True. So they're safe there. But yeah, I mean, episode 9, we don't know where she's going to go. And also Hollywood lost one of the best script doctors out there as well. True. She touched up a lot of screenplays. I found out in college, when I was in college 900 years ago, that she rewrote a lot of stuff. Her and Bruno Kirby are one of my favorite on-screen couples from When Harry Met Sally. They're one of my favorites, and now they're reunited up there. So yeah. So it's
I guess what we can look at is this way: is she is part of the Star Wars canon? I guess we could she's just part of Star Wars. She will live forever as Leia.
Forever.
That's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, she'll be in comics, she'll be in cartoons, she'll be in books.
It's interesting, too, because obviously she won't have a part in episode 9. No. Well, I mean, I'm sure Leia will somehow fit into it. Mm-hmm. But I wonder how... I'm betting that they will honor her. I don't know if they'll just say Princess Leia is like they kill her off. Princess Leia, but I'm sure in some way they will honor her, and I'm wondering if they'll do it effectively like they did with Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious, because that movie had the slight advantage of he shot scenes for that movie, so kind of ended. Whereas this one, she's not in the conclusion to it, from what we know. Well, Rob, the collaborator on this show, who's been here a few times, he brought up to me, goes, "Do you think it's a better chance of Leia or Luke dying in episode 8?" And I said, neither.
Yeah,
was my answer. I mean, you just killed Han Solo off in 7.
Yeah,
you're not. I just don't see anybody killing off another one of our favorite characters now. Right. So with that in mind, I think that she will survive to 9, and I don't know what they'll do with her at 9.
Well, I mean, what we've seen with Rogue One, they digitally put young Carrie Fisher into that movie.
Yeah,
and then also, also Grand Moff Tarkin, but then they've used old footage from New Hope with Gold Leader and Red Leader, and it looks real. Like, I've seen Rogue One now 3 times, but like that part, every time I see it, I love it because it looks legit. But once I knew that it's like, yeah, I can see where it is, but at the same note, it looks real. Like I asked my dad, he had no clue.
I said this last week on our spoiler talk of Rogue One, where Aaron, my wife, had no clue either.
Yeah.
And I think, and your dad, and I think I asked to see if your parents would notice it, and we're going to be taking my dad in a few days to see it. You're going to be there for that. He's excited.
Right.
But I want to see what he says, and I don't know if he will. I don't know if the average moviegoer looks for those details.
No,
and that's why I think your dad and my wife, they can see these things and not be affected. Whereas someone like me, Rob or whoever, they see it knowing, like, well, that's a cartoon character. Like, so right away, your mind, and it's not the fault of anybody. It's just your mind is telling you that that's not real, so you go to it.
So maybe they could hold back some footage from 8 to make it like.
Which is interesting because they pushed 8 the 6 months, right? So or 7 months from May to December. So now they have way more time to play with it if they want it.
And how much footage even from Force Awakens have they not used? You know what I mean? I mean, we saw a lot of it, right? But like, there's so much stuff that's out there that they could possibly. And with the way CG works, who knows? I mean, the easy out to have her not in 9 is saying, oh, she's still alive. She's just not in this. She's like, you just have her like call in or something like that. Something silly like oh, there she is. Like, so technically her character doesn't have to die, but.
Oh, we don't even know where her character goes in that 8.
Exactly.
So we don't know what her role. She was supposed to have a bigger role in 9 from what I read. Said her role is going to be very big. And Bloodline was, there were some notes from Rian Johnson in Bloodline. I don't think there was that much though. But I think that whole political stuff will be taking more of an effect. In the going forward.
Yeah, I got to the part in Bloodline where it says a Gungan is in the hallway.
You got that right. You thought I was
say that. It was.
Well, yeah, it says there was a Gungan in the hallway.
No, it was like she's out in like the. They're like outside or whatever. It's like there's a Gungan.
But it's not. Okay, there's a Gungan in the courtyard. But it flat out just says there was a Gungan there.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into that in another day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a sad news on the galaxy far, far away. Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, she changed the shape of movies, female characters in movies for the most part. Like I said, I don't think we get Ripley without her. I just don't think Hollywood had I don't think they trusted in strong female characters up until that point
very
as much
true.
as that. Like, you saw them all damsels in distresses, which, I mean, even today they don't trust them all that much either, which is why there aren't that many female-driven films to begin with. Although, and then the ones that they do make, Catwoman, Elektra, they don't really help their cases very much with those ones.
I mean, you can't win. You really can't win, James, because, like, look, they put out a female-driven Ghostbusters, and in my opinion, totally fine movie.
I actually really enjoyed it, too.
It's, you know what, everyone, listen to me. It's Ghostbusters, okay?
It is.
It's Ghostbusters. But it doesn't matter. You give a reliable female character, and they're like, oh, it's all ladies. But like, who cares? It's like the funniest women in Hollywood right now. And that wasn't enough.
It's funny that if they recast it with 4 guys, no one would have been like, "Why are you casting it with 4 guys?"
Yeah.
They might have been mad that there was a recast, but it wouldn't have been as hated as it was. So yeah, you can't win. And Ghostbusters was way better than people give it credit for. I would say it reminded me more of the Ghostbusters cartoon than the movies. But if your leads all agree to it and they're all on board with it, like your former leads, then why can't whatever? Well, this is not about that. This is about
listen to our Ghostbusters, just ghosting around.
This is about our Princess Carrie Fisher passing away at age 60.
That's it's wild. It's what can you say? I mean, I guess all we can do is thank Carrie Fisher for all those years of, or just putting in her work to create characters in a universe that we love so much. So interesting career. How she started with she grew up in Hollywood, and then Star Wars, and then she got into the Blues Brothers, and that always blew my mind when I was like, hey, that's Carrie Fisher.
But she had that huge drug problem way back then.
Yeah.
And she overcame that, and then I was a script doctor, and she did that. And she's in Hook with George Lucas in the bridge when they float up. Which you brought up, I think.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And she was a script doctor. I think that was her first script doctor job.
Yeah.
Like I said, she was one of my favorite parts of When Harry Met Sally was her and Bruno Kirby. And then all those years, and still always kind of stuck around. And then, she was able to make fun of herself and Hollywood like she did on 30 Rock.
Yes, I was
30
Rock.
Which I remember watching it just laughing because she says, come on, Liz Lemon, you're my only hope. And, it's nice to see actors make fun of themselves and poke fun at what they did, because it's not a big deal, and I think because of all the problems she had, and then growing up in Hollywood, she appreciated and understood all that a lot more than most people do. Yeah, that's what I think.
And, she's known for doing things by her. I mean, even the interviews that they had for Force Awakens, I believe it's on the DVD, or just there's so much Star Wars content that I can't remember where I saw it. But every interview she had with like the other cast, she's like just saying whatever she wants, and it's just like she can.
Even on up here Canadian Thanksgiving that weekend, she announced that she was not going to be at one of the cons. I think it was Seattle or whatever con it was, or Utah, Salt Lake City maybe. Yeah. Well, she had to leave early because she was shooting stuff for Episode 8, and everyone was like, "Oh, what?" Yeah. So she said what was on her mind, and she didn't care. What is she worried about?
She was at Fan Expo like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was going to go, and then it just didn't work out, and I regret that now. I mean, but
yeah, it would have been fun to see just her take on everything, and that's one thing I was looking forward to at Celebration. And now I look forward to somehow seeing her honored in whatever way they decide.
I mean, it sounds weird to be, let's go to that thing at Celebration. That's like, it's basically like you're mourning someone, but I think that would be really wild to attend. Yeah, because it's just like this person you've never met, but is like almost such a vital person in your life, or just in what you enjoy, and like we're gonna meet these people we're gonna go and meet people that are just like
all people loving Leia.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
and Carrie Fisher taught us more than anything just to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Enjoy life. So before we wrap up this somber segment, let's what's your favorite Leia moment from Star Wars?
It'd be easy to say something like when she strangles Jabba.
Have you got to that part in?
I'm on Ryloth right now. It's like the Hutt Slayer. I'm like, that's awesome. I think I really like the stuff between her and Tarkin on the Death Star. I mean, you meet that character, and she's like a rough and tough, and she like stands up to Darth Vader. She doesn't care. She gets tortured, and she's still all together. She doesn't crack, and she goes toe to toe with this man who's about to blow up her world or blow up something. But she's trying. Even she keeps her cool to try to. But it's when he inevitably blows up Alderaan that like she cracks. But then she doesn't. Then, after that, we don't see her till she's freed from the prison cell. So it's like she's still going. She's like, I'm not gonna back down just because you are more powerful. So it's like, that's a really cool moment where it's like, I mean, that's the definition of the rebellion, right? Like, we're gonna lose stuff. We're gonna lose people. We're gonna lose our freedom, but we're gonna fight for it. So that's really cool.
Yeah, for me, I was gonna go with when she gets tortured by Vader.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that, but also when she befriends Wicket. There's just something about that I really like, but definitely the torture, because that's what showed the first time ever. Like she's a badass.
I mean, look at her torture in comparison to Han's torture. Yeah, he's like done. Granted, we are talking. Nobody wants to see a woman beat up or anything like that, especially then. But, I mean, look at the juxtaposition of just that. So
yeah, who knows which torture was even worse? It might have been hers.
Yeah. Hutt Slayer, Senator, General. But for me, she'll always be royalty. Boom. I thought that up yesterday.
Let's go on to the news.
What else? Are we on news now?
Let's go to the news.
This is how the news. Let me open my email. Which one is it? That one. Okay, I mean, let's start off with the easy one. Rogue One. It made some money.
What?
It is at, or at least, I think earlier this weekend when I wrote this down, it's at opening weekend, $155 million. It's made $600 million worldwide. And this article. Oh, this is not from the weekend. This is literally yesterday. This article, $600 million.
Unbelievable.
Wow. But are we surprised?
World? No, I mean stick Star Wars on something. I guess people are going.
What did Force Awakens make? I can't keep tabs on that.
Force Awakens was way ahead of this, but I mean that was the first one. It had Han Solo, Luke, Leia, C-3PO, R2. Like it had everyone in it, and this one is. I still don't know what people expect when they go into it anymore because I have no idea.
My cousin on the second viewing of Rogue One. My cousin from Holland who's visiting, she went with us to see the movie, and she's never seen one Star Wars movie. And she was like, I was totally able to follow what's going on. And it's like, I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff.
No, I just mean people that have seen The Force Awakens. And
oh, yeah.
Like, where's Finn?
Where's Finn? My mom said something along those lines like, when are we getting that one guy? Felonious. I'm like, who?
No, great to see Star Wars making money. And this is going to be interesting now because now Disney is definitely more confident in standalone Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I would say it's $600 million. Yeah, I think that's a success.
I think they needed to make between 700 and $1 billion.
Yeah,
for them to really be comfortable. But they're so early on still that I can't see it not reaching at least 730.
Yeah, it's great. But I would say that these anthology movies are going to be successful. I mean, this is like Rogue One is kind of an out there idea. Like even explaining it to people is kind of, but like Han Solo should be a knock out of the park because you're like, this movie is about young Han Solo. That's all you have to say. I'm like, oh, okay, that's easy.
Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of Han Solo, they are casting the extras right now in London and LA. So if you can get to either of those places, then you could be cast in
I'm on
the
my
Han
way.
Solo movie, which will be shot in mostly the UK, I believe. The film code word is Red Cup. I thought that was clever. Red Solo Cup? Boom.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, which is... the article I was reading here is like, it makes a good point. Like, if you're in the background and you're, like, dressed up like something noticeable, like just a random humanoid or whatever, they could make an action figure out of you.
They could, and you'll have a name, and your name will be something weird.
Yeah.
Buruja Daguda. And then there'll be a pop figure, and you'll be a pin and an action figure, and you're going to appear in the Lego video game.
7-inch figure, you'll be a 10-inch figure.
A Black Series.
But
you'll be one of those hard to find Black Series. That everyone's like, I want that Black Series. Then you go on Amazon, it's $634, and you're like, why? That's the next news story.
Staying on the Han Solo thing, I thought this was kind of neat. Originally, Han Solo was supposed to be someone else. Specifically, he was supposed to be black, and apparently George Lucas wanted to do the whole interracial. Is that the right word? Yep. Interracial relationship between Carrie Fisher and a black actor, actually specifically Glynn Turman. But then, as Star Wars lore goes, Han Solo Harrison Ford came in and just sort of like, yeah, this is the guy. So there was Glynn Turman has no animosity for not getting the role.
Did he even know he was up for it?
Yeah, I think so. Or somebody asked him. He's like, no. He's like, it's like George Lucas wanted to do it, but then he wanted to do it, but then the studios were like, no. That's
I can see the 70s. I can see this too. I can see them pulling on that now.
Yeah. And then we also know Han Solo was supposed to be an alien at one point, like a gigantic lizard guy, so
that would have
mattered.
To me, that would have been the one that would have thrown me off. Like, I really would like to see if that would have worked or not.
Yeah. I mean, if you read the Dark Horse, the Star Wars, which is based more on his original script, it's wild. You're like, what? And final story, Fandango has said that 2008. Episode 8, Star Wars. Have you heard of this movie?
No. What's it about?
It's about Star Wars.
Is Jyn Erso in it?
Yes, exclusively.
Great.
Star Wars Episode 8 is the most anticipated movie of 2017.
Are we supposed to be surprised about that?
No, I just thought, I was like, hey, Star Wars. Boop. It's almost like I have to read these articles so that you're like, oh, that's why they do the podcast. Wars. We're not doing a story or a podcast about what's another movie that's out there? La La Land, which I want to see. But we're not doing it. We're doing it about Star Wars. And this is why Fandango tells us.
Do you think Star Wars would work as a musical? Oh my God. How has it not been? Do you see? You know, I'm going to change one of our odds. Let's move on. Okay. What's the next story?
That's it. That's all of my stories.
That all of your stories?
That has been our stories. Hollow news.
So, Christmas came.
Yes.
And Christmas went. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I saw, what do you call it? Rogue One on Boxing Day. That was about it.
Did you get any cool gifts?
No, just the typical stuff, you know, like gift certificates, socks.
To Star Wars Celebration.
The what?
Gift certificates to Star Wars.
I don't have a wife that buys me all, or at least tells me.
She bought me that, and then she bought me a Star Wars Clue.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
So it is. I played it. You build the Death Star, like you have a Death Star, and you go around it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Nice.
But one thing I did get, we're going to go into books and or comics.
Yes.
Do you have any comics?
Yeah. It's from last week because I think we recorded too late or something, or I can't remember. Oh, Dameron.
Oh, no, last week we went long because it was a Rogue One spoiler.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did, Rob and Andrew. Oh, Dameron. Episode 9. He goes, what's his place? So it's continuing on. See, this one's confusing right now to me. It's not really confusing, but I realized it while I was reading this. The Star Wars ongoing ended with C-3PO being captured, but this one, it's C-3PO helping with his network of robot spies. So I got confused, and I was like, oh, wait, because he has a red arm.
Oh.
But it's awesome. Oh, actually, this is probably one of the coolest parts in this book, because Poe and C-3PO are in this cantina on... I forget what the place is called, but they're chasing after. They're going to locate, and ironically, Agent Terex is on this. But they have a conversation, and they're talking about Han Solo being somewhere, and it's overheard by none other than the Guavian Death Troop and Kanji Club.
That's awesome.
And they're like, wait, what did the droid just say? They don't even talk to Poe or C-3PO, but then you go over, and it's not even dialogue. It's just... They shake hands, and now they're gonna go find Han Solo.
That's awesome.
That stuff like that, just I love it. This guy, I can't remember everything that happened in this book, but it was definitely good. I mean, I think he goes for information, and he's double crossed at the end. So yeah, we're gonna see more and more stuff. Artwork is amazing. Phil Noto is awesome. Charles Soule is awesome writer. But yeah. It's amazing how these little tidbits of like Kanji Club and the Guavian Death Squad, I'm like, yeah, thank you. I will pay another $5, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. Didn't get comics this week because I was too busy. I think the new Star Wars ongoing comic is out, so I'll have that next week. Also, I think I mentioned this to you off camera. I saw the artwork book at Chapters for Rogue One. It's $50, but like, after looking at it and then coming back, and I'm like, and there's so many. And again, it's concept art, like yeah, it's just as exciting at looking at Roy McQuarrie's original stuff. So I was like, I think I want to pick that up for sure, because I was actually reading another article, and it had some of those. I was like, oh, these are awesome. Like, just it's neat to see what they could have been, right?
Yeah, that was one I was looking at. I have a book.
Yes.
That I got for Christmas.
Oh, this Christmas.
This one right here.
Oh my God.
It weighs 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
And I wanted to talk about this one now because it is the Star Wars year by year.
Wow.
There it is right there. Kylo Ren on the front, his grandfather on the back. And you open it up. It's pretty cool. It comes with a couple prints that I'm not going to pull out right now. But it's literally a year by year, and it acknowledges the prequels. But if you look at this. Shadows of the Empire novel came out in 1996.
Wow.
Oh, we're going to do a special episode in a few weeks on Shadows of the Empire.
Oh,
yeah. Exclusive. Do you know that?
No.
We're going to be doing that.
On what? Shadows of the Empire?
Shadows of the Empire. A full podcast, Shadows of the Empire. Me, you, Andrew, and Rob McDonald all on here.
Why is that? I have to tell me later. Should we get copy of the novelization
and
or
the comics.
or the Nintendo 64 game.
I think everything. Did you see this Pepsi dispenser here? Look at that from episode 1.
Whoa! I feel like I've seen something like that.
Well,
That's
I told
sweet.
you I saw it.
Why is Stuart Little?
Because that was the year that also.
Oh,
they go. It's like everything that came out. Look at this.
Oh, that's
cool
awesome.
Artwork and stuff.
That's
so this
amazing.
is, if you're a Star Wars fan and you don't have this book, you should pick up this book. Cause it's pretty awesome. I wanted to bring it up because it is year by year, and it is the last day of 2016. By the time this is up on YouTube, it is the 29th when we 29th when we record it. It is the 30th. Hopefully, it'll be up on the 30th. But yeah, this book is super cool. I love that even Ahsoka's on the cover.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest
that's awesome.
Ahsoka fan, but I love that Ahsoka's there. Vader, and of course, new Vader, Rey.
What?
I didn't even look at the back. That's pretty sweet. That's all.
Oh, what?
Clones and artwork. And it's definitely a book worth checking out. I think it's even on sale right now. But it's a sweet year by year here.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Conan. Look at that. Anyway, so that's my book right now. If you can get your hands on the Star Wars year by year, go for it. It's a lot of cool information. And this is the updated and expanded edition because every year I suppose they could add new stuff to. I haven't looked to see if Rogue One's in it.
I saw the new Star Wars Encyclopedia chapters when I was there yesterday, and it's 3 books and it's like $150.
By the way, can we also talk about this Obi-Wan and Anakin comic? Get that comic; it's my favorite.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no Rogue One.
Look at that.
It ends just before Rogue One.
Look how much index there is.
Oh, there's Rogue One. There's a small. The big screen debut of the first ever Star Wars standalone film brings fresh new version to the galaxy. Anyway.
Wow.
So that's cool. So that's our books, our comic segment.
Yeah.
Now we'll go over to
Never Tell Me the Odds.
Never Tell Me the Odds. I just wrote an odd while we were doing it. I deleted one, wrote a new one. The first odd, however, is there is talk.
There's talk
of Saw Gerrera getting a standalone film.
Mm-hmm.
Brock, what are the odds of Saw Gerrera getting his own standalone film?
I'm gonna go 80%.
Wow.
I know there's big talk about using the character again, and we already know he's gonna be in the next Rogue One episode. Rebels. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's a no-brainer, and like it's funny now that we know more about Saw. Like I rewatched all the Rebels, and they mentioned Saw like in one of the episodes. I'm like, oh. And even I probably roughly around the same time they announced it, but I didn't. But I was just like, oh, there he is. And then you read Catalyst, he's in that, and
he's in the beginning of Rogue One, which a lot of people somehow miss.
Yeah. I mean, well, because he doesn't have the same haircut, but it's freaking Forrest Whitaker.
I know. And I was surprised that a lot of people missed that. They're like, how come he has different hair? Because they're complaining about Rebels. And well, he has short hair, but he also has short hair in the beginning of Rogue One as well. I'm going to go 0.5%.
Wow, really? Oh, like you're saying a Saw specific movie?
Yeah.
Like a Star Wars story.
He might show up in somebody else's. I don't think he will. I think he's done. I think that was his ending. I think he's done.
Okay, fair. I think he's going to pop up in a bunch of things.
Is he a character that people are going crazy about?
I don't know.
I don't think people are going bananas over Saw Gerrera.
I like how it turned out, but if you've listened to other podcasts, I've been like, I don't care about this character.
Yeah, I don't think that I liked this character. It was fine. It worked for what it was. But I don't think people are going, I can't wait for that Saw Gerrera standalone.
Yeah.
And our Disney is doing Han Solo. They might be doing this Boba Fett. They keep going back and forth. But the thing is, realistically, if you're Disney, do you go, okay, we're going to do Saw Gerrera or Boba Fett? Who are you going to pick?
Oh, yeah,
Boba Fett every time. So I don't see Saw Gerrera happening anytime soon. If you do it, it's not going to be done for 4 years at least. You're not going to start making it for 4 years. And Forrest Whitaker won't be able to play younger than he was in 4 years. Yeah. So then you got to recast him. Then what's the point of even doing it? I mean, Forrest Whitaker's doing the voice on Rebels as far as I'm.
Yeah.
So to me, it's 0.5%. I mean, I would go see it. But,
yeah, of course.
But yeah,
that's not really the question, though.
Yeah. We'll stick with Rogue One in our next odd.
Yeah.
Chira Umwe.
Yeah.
Appearing in Han Solo.
I'm gonna go full Brock on this one. I don't want it to happen, and if it did, I would be okay with it, sort of thing. I don't like the addition of new characters, if that makes sense. You know, it's just like, oh, we have a new movie, we have to put this other character in. I'm like, why?
I might agree with you on the full Brock, but I'm gonna go on what I want, -902%. I don't want it at all. And the reason I don't want it at all is there should be no Force mention, nothing to do with the Force
you're right.
in a Han Solo movie. Unless Han Solo's not in that scene and it's like Lando or something, fine. But if Han Solo is with someone who believes in the Force, talks about the Force, and acknowledges the Force, his character makes no sense in A New Hope.
Right.
Going forward.
Though you might be able to pull out something that makes sense with Taruk because he's not a Force wielder. He's just someone that believes in the Force.
But then Han Solo cannot respect him, and he has to come across like an idiot, and now you're ruining the
That's
Chewie
fine.
character.
I don't see a problem with that. You know what I mean?
But the Chewie character deserves better than that.
True. I don't know.
I don't think he's going to be in it. No, honestly, I don't think because I think this was written by Kasdan and his son, and I just don't think that is something that he would have thrown in there, unless it's one of those rewrites that was done by somebody.
I saw a really cool side Akbar. I saw a cool fan made picture of Han Solo, Aiden Aldenreich as Han, and then Donald Glover as Lando, and then Chewbacca's in the background, and then there's. I thought maybe they were trying to make it look like Amelia Clark, thank you, was Twi'lek or something like that. And then there's been talk that she might be Hera or whatever.
Who said that last week?
I don't know. Maybe Andrew. Maybe you.
It was either Andrew. It wasn't me. It was either you or Andrew. For sure.
No, it was Andrew. I wouldn't say something like that. But it wasn't. The Twi'lek is blue, and we know that Hera's green. Besides the point, but it looked cool. I was like, oh, that'd be sweet.
I'm down for Hera being somewhere because she's a captain. Yeah. He's a captain. Like that makes sense to me. But someone that wields the Force does not make sense to me in this movie.
True.
That's where I stand.
Good
Whatever. Next odd, our final odd of the year. The final odd of 2016. I wrote it during this show.
Woo!
The odds of a Star Wars Broadway show.
Oh man.
I saw Ewoks on Ice Capades, so I'm going 100% on this. You know what? I don't know if I believe myself when I say 100%, but why would you not? I can't see them it not working on stage. I just can't see it not working.
I mean, look at what we have so far. We have like the biggest show of the year on Broadway was Hamilton.
Yeah.
About the Alexander Hamilton and how he got executed. I know there's probably a ton of other stuff about it historically, but that's crazy. Remember we had a Spider-Man Broadway play?
Spider-Man, which never worked out.
No,
which
but
could
it's
be
still
that could be what stops him, though.
Yeah.
Like that. But Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aladdin,
Wizard of Oz, and Wicked.
Wizard of Oz, Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
The Ewoks on Ice Capades.
What would so we should stick with what the odds are. I want to say 75%. I think that they should try something. I think
it's a hit.
I think in everyone's head, they're like, when you hear Star Wars musical, it's sort of like that episode of Simpsons with Mark Hamill on it. It's like, Star Wars, it's just a crazy Star Wars. Like, it's not going to be like that. It doesn't even have to be about characters, any main characters we know. It could just be like, whatever. That'd be sweet. I'd be in for it. I'm going to go 75% on that.
Yeah, sweet. I'm 100%. So
100%.
So now we will go to the end of our show. The last show, episode 22.
Episode 22.
It's been a crazy 22 weeks here on Rebel Scum Podcast.
Yep.
I'm very happy. Thank you all for watching and being with us for this long. Definitely means a lot to us.
It warms our heart to get comments saying, when is the podcast up? I'm like,
even the mean ones.
Yeah, you know what? Like, that's the beauty of this. If we're wrong, tell us we're wrong. That's awesome.
If you guys have anything you'd like us to talk about on a future podcast, do not hesitate to mention it in the comments below or email us at rebelscumbags@gmail.com.
Correct.
We will certain to check that out. And now, without further ado, top 5 Rebel Scum podcast moments of 2016.
Top 5, standing by.
Brock, you're number 5.
Number 5, the creation of some of our sayings, like Side Akbar and Hey Scumbags.
Yeah, my number 5 is also Side Akbar and Hey Scumbags. Hey Scumbags was something that after our first show, I was like, we need something to start this. And I thought of it, and I said it without telling you.
Yeah, I know. He never tells me what he's going to say.
And you genuinely laughed, and I was like, okay.
That's true.
And then the next week I did it again, and then we were separated for a couple weeks because of Labor Day and all that.
And I had to say it a couple times. And
you took over it, and you said it, and I was going to change it to Scum Troopers, which I did a couple times. That's what I was going to change it to. And then you kept saying Scumbags. So I was like, well, we're sticking with Scumbags.
Yeah.
So we went with it going forward. Number 4?
Number 4 would be our guests. So, Rob McDonald, Andrew Fantasia, what are we supposed to call him? Andreas Garcia. That's not his real name.
Fatty Fan Theories.
He's our fulcrum. He's basically our fulcrum. We can't tell. You don't know who he is, but
by the way, one of our first episodes of the new year is going to be ranking Star Wars.
Ah, yes.
And so what we're going to
ranker Star Wars. That's awesome. Like with rancors.
We're going to do a top 8 Star Wars in order. No, with rankers. Well, and I saw Andres and it's going to be you, me, Andrew, Rob, and Andres Garcia.
Like all in the same room. Or just
the 4 of us will be in the same room. Andres does not go on camera, so it'll be us. But we all given the top 8. We all did the top 8.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, there's some surprises in a couple of them, so you're gonna want to watch that. Anyway,
are you surprised by mine?
You haven't sent it in.
I know, surprise.
I know your top 5, but yeah, mine. Yeah, definitely the first time we had Rob and Andrew on, and then when we had Andres Garcia on with his.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. His Maz Kanata story blew up and is what put us on YouTube, essentially.
I always like it when we talk to people on the phone. Which leads into my third one, the phone conversations we had with Rob and Andrew on the lead up to the trivia. I like that. I like just and also Rob sent a video in announcing that Darth Ward was coming for Andrew Fantasia. So that was a fun moment. I still that video so intense.
Unbelievable.
And I still laugh about it. And I paused the video and I said, "Wait, what? What is Darth Ward?" And you're like, "That's his Sith name. Rob's the Sith Lord." I wish that was a t-shirt. That's his Sith name. Rob's the Sith Lord. Anyways, what's your number 3?
The trivia contest.
Oh, okay.
It's not technically a podcast, but it was part of the show. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. I thought it was. I mean, we didn't know what we were doing. I showed up and you had the huge set built, and it looked better than it needed to.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not needed to, but should have. We had no business having something look that good, and we spent no money on it. And you did a great job. And it was a lot of fun doing it, and it's got a few hundred views, so that's kind of impressive for what it is.
It's we really should have taken the audio and just dropped it on our SoundCloud. It could have been an episode.
It could have been an episode.
Anyways,
but we'll be doing more of those in the coming year also.
Yeah. I hope so.
And what's your number 3? Or number 2?
I said number 3. So we're on number 2. My number 2 is the trivia show. Because I'm like, I can't believe we've come this far, that what was a podcast about 2 guys talking turned into this.
A trivia show. Oh, and on the trivia show, I don't know if anybody watched it till the end, probably not. But you can see the credits. We had 3 people working on it. And they worked very hard. Daryl Lewis,
Joe Mangione, and Marissa Corrigan.
They all worked very hard.
Yeah, that was the crazy thing. Not only did 5 people show up to work on or to be on camera, we had 3 people behind the scenes.
That's 8 people.
And never question the power of your friends. They will show up.
No, it's just that was all you, because I was like, "Do we need help?" And then I showed up and I was like, "Okay, I understand. I understand now." So. It wasn't as simple. My number 2 is the top 5 Jar Jar moments. If anyone watched or listened to our prequel show, we should put it on YouTube. We had top 5 Jar Jar moments, and it was just funny from start to finish, because there's really not 5 good moments of Jar Jar.
No,
and I had a lot of fun with that. It was
that one. Yeah, like that was the top 5 that we should have had like a soundboard for or something like that.
But that was our 7th show or something like that.
Yeah.
It was early on, and we didn't know what we were doing. And we had top 5 Jar Jar moments, and everyone was just like, "Oh my god!" And Andrew's number 2 was when he grabs the food with his tongue. That was my number 4. I think he goes, "That's on my list." I was like, "What?" So I just had a lot of fun with that one. It was a great one. And what's your? I'll go. I'll number 4 was number 1 was on July, I think 15th or 16th, when we came up with the show.
Yeah.
And then on July 18th, I made a really terrible logo.
Yeah.
Based on the Force
Awakens.
Awakens.
Oh, that wasn't that
bad. Whatever. But then you redid it. And it was that moment when we had logos. My crappy one, and then your better one that you've redone and made it look
so we
better.
Breathed life into this thing.
But it was like, oh, look, we're actually doing a podcast. And then, of course, August 2nd, I believe, was our first show.
Yeah.
And it was a good show. We talked about Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber crystal possibly.
I re-listened to it because I almost attempted to make a super cut of all the things we've done, and maybe I still will do it because it's fun. But listening back, I even said to you last week before the show, I should have made a copy of what we thought Rogue One was gonna be when Rob and Andrew then play it back, because it's kind of like a lot of it we figured out, but then there was a lot of stuff that we're like so off on.
I still thought Saw Gerrera was gonna be facetious when he said "Save for the rebellion."
Yeah, that's right. You thought he was like gonna be evil.
No, I didn't think evil. I thought he was gonna be making fun of, which his character kind of fits that mold that I thought. Yeah. So when it's happening, I'm like, oh yeah, I got that. And then he actually said, I was like, oh man. I mean, it didn't bother me that it happened, but I thought it was close. But yeah, that was. Yeah,
it's crazy. And my number one is being able once a week to spend time with one of my very close friends, James Razile.
I think I said Daryl.
Gerald Lewis. He's downstairs.
He's not behind the camera this week.
But it's
now I feel bad about my number one.
It's the same thing. You were like, when we had a logo and they're like, this is for real. No, but I appreciate that we can do this. One, we can talk about Star Wars, but two, like we hang out. I mean, not that we didn't hang out that much, but like it's like I know I will see you once a week.
Yeah, I haven't been here this much. So.
It's funny how almost it's a stress to spend time with you because it's like we have to do this. It's like because we've got so many ideas and so many new things that we want to do with this show and just stuff in general. I mean, we're both creative people, so it's like I think for the last few years we've been wanting to work on something.
We just never figured it out, and then I don't even know how
I think I said to you was like, hey, I have stuff because I've made podcasts in the past.
Yeah, you wanted to do one.
Right? I wanted to do one. I was like, hey, if you have an idea, I can make it happen. And as you know from experience, I don't have time to sit there and think of so I needed someone to produce the idea. And I can make it happen technically.
And people always ask me Star Wars questions.
Yeah.
So it came like, and then I know you like Star Wars, obviously. So
yeah.
I think I was working. I was on work on location.
Yeah, I should backtrack through my text.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious to screen cap that. Well,
I can. All my texts went through on my new phone, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just plugged it into each other.
But I think they do delete after a certain point, and you text me so much that it's
probably.
Like, anyways,
probably right. It's been a fun 22 weeks. 2016 has come to an end.
Yep.
We'll be back in the new year.
Of course we will.
We'll be back in the new year with a lot of fun.
Ready?
Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for listening. Hope we'll come back and listen to us again in 2017 when we have some cool shows planned up. We have the Ranking Star Wars show for sure. Shadows of the Empire. We're going to do in-depth on Shadows of the Empire. We're going to also, I don't know if I've told you this yet, but I have a plan. Top 20 Star Wars characters. All four of us will be on that as well.
Top 20.
And there's another one that I can't remember. But Happy New Year, guys. Have a good 2017. Be safe. Do not drink and drive. Enjoy your night. Be close to your family and friends. You don't know how much longer you have them. May the Force be with you.
Always.
Hey, scumbags. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.